everyone. Welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today, we have Ms. Akriti Chaubey with us. Akriti is an independent litigating professional specializing in Supreme Court, litigation, and arbitration. She's a qualified advocate on record with Supreme Court of India and has over 9 years of experience in litigation as well as in investment treaty arbitrations. She has been a part of several landmark cases before the Supreme Court of India, such as Ayodhya dispute, the entry tax matter, the Triple Talaq matter, the Colgate matter, and apart from the foregoing, she has represented several reputed hospitals and doctors in cases related to medical negligence, both before the Consumer Forum as well as the Supreme Court of India. She has advised clients on litigation strategies in relation to mining and environmental matters. She has represented multinational companies in high-stake matters concerning shareholders' disputes and other contractual matters. Oh my God, I cannot even sum up 9 years in these words. So without any further ado, let me just introduce you to Akriti herself. Hello, Akriti, how are you?
Hi, Bharti. I'm very well. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing, Akriti. Just wanted to, just wanted you to throw light on your journey as a legal professional first, and then we'll take it forward from there. Really excited to know about you.
So, I'm a person who comes from from a family of doctors and engineers, and law just happened. So, I was honestly a perfect person to go into a medical field, but then I was just drawn towards law from the later years of my school life, and then I chose to pursue that. So that's how.
Lovely. So you have also worked on some very diverse areas of laws, like ranging from investment treaty arbitrations to Ayodhya matter. So can you please let us about your journey, like these 9 years? How did you end up juggling with such a wide range of matters?
So right out of law school, I was very fortunate to get placed with DMD Advocates, and I had interned there twice. So when I applied for a job, it was accepted and I got placed there. And when I joined there, I got even more lucky to get placed in the team of Ms. Anuradha Dutt, who's an absolute taskmaster, fabulous woman. She has taught me a lot in life. So I got placed under her, and at that time they were just initiating the investment treaty arbitration on behalf of Vodafone, and she was leading that matter. And obviously, being a part of her team, I was put on the matter, and then it was one of the most exciting phases of my career because working on investment treaty arbitration meant that working alongside international lawyers, which a young lawyer in the first year of your after qualification, you wouldn't get that kind of exposure. So I got that kind of exposure working alongside international lawyers from London, Skadden, it's an international law firm, briefing Mr. Salve regularly, and reading up a lot of, new kind of law, because investment treaty arbitration at that time, it was at its nascent stage. It was not that much developed also. So we had to do a lot of reading. It was very, very nice. And of course, we got the perks of, being in London a lot of times. So that was also, I have to thank DMD and, Miss Anuradha Dutt and, everyone, because that was the first time I actually traveled abroad. For this matter, this was the first time that I actually traveled abroad in my life. I never traveled outside of India before I got this matter. Then, so then after 3 years of DMD, I was bitten by the litigation bug. So so I thought that, okay, I will give it a hand. But, I'm a first generation lawyer and I did not know anyone in litigation. Fortunately, again, as luck would have it, I had interned twice with Mr. Ejaz Maqbool, and he was looking for a junior at that time. And since he had a vacancy, I went and met him, and so naturally I got placed in his office. And the exposure, the kind of exposure I got there also, it's unmatched because, obviously in the first 2-3 months, he tested me, he gave me some small matters, but after that, he gave me a complete free hand to lead big matters like the Triple Talaq matter, the anti-tax matter, the Ayodhya matter. In fact, in the Ayodhya matter, he left the entire strategizing and briefing to me, which was a huge, huge deal for, I think Ayodhya is such a matter that even if I would have done it after being a lawyer for 40 years, it would have still been meant a great deal to me and my career. And that happened very soon in my career, thanks to Mr. Makbul and his office. So he gave me a complete free hand to go and brief Dr. Dhawan and, take care of everything in the matter. So that's something that I really value. And I learned a lot from it.
Wow. So, like when you're telling me about like such a wide range of matters that you have been a part of, you have also worked in the niche area of medical negligence. So, which actually requires a lot of, significant amount of medical expertise. So, being a lawyer, how did you approach that?
So as I mentioned, so my father was a doctor. I lost him when I was very young. I was in class five when I lost him. But his batchmates from AFMC kept in touch with the family. And so that way you can say that I have a bit of advantage because I have a team of these very qualified and experienced doctors, some of who also have a law degree, who whenever like a client comes to me with a medical negligence matter, I take the papers from the client and uh, I engage this team, this expert doctors team, and I ask them to look at the file. Then I ask them to explain to me the medical part of the matter. And of course, only once I understand, then I can deliver, right? So I understand the medical part of the matter, and obviously that helps me immensely in drafting and arguing effectively. And this approach has kind of worked with my clients also, because once I am briefed about the medical part, the law part I throw in, and then when I have a meeting with the client also does not have to explain anything from scratch, because he also feels that someone did. Now we are talking on level field, because that person has gone through all of this for so many months of his life, and then he's coming to me and he doesn't have to explain everything from scratch. I already get the medical part, I already get the law part, so we throw the facts in. And I think till now it has worked well for me and for my clients, and I hope it goes like this in the future.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Now, like the initial knowledge that you had kind of, helped you to go through it. Thank you. Thank you so much for throwing light on that, Akriti. Now, talking about this new era of technology that we are in, we have seen like, thanks to pandemic, we have seen courts moving towards more remote proceedings. And I just wanted to know your opinion on this, that do you think that this is sustainable and like a possible way to increase access to justice?
Of course, I feel it's a really, really good move. And honestly, if it had not been for the pandemic, the courts were very averse to these kind of remote proceedings. I mean, that can be seen even from like reported judgments of the Supreme Court. Because, for example, in 2014, in the Supreme Court, I think it's the Venice case, in that case, they had made some observations about, instead of transferring the petitions, we should look at a solution in video conferencing proceedings, by which parties at different areas can litigate. And then after that judgment, a lot of benches started, instead of transferring the petition, started passing orders of holding video conferencing hearings. However, this was short-lived. In 2017, there was another judgment, I think it's Santhini's case. In that case, three judges bench, Justice Deepak Mishra and Justice Khanwilkar, wrote against video conferencing, while Justice Chandrachud took the minority opinion and he wrote in favor of video conferencing. And that was in 2017. And now see, fast forward to 2021, who would have known that the minority would become the new normal? And then, now it's all video conferencing. And Justice Chandrachud, in fact, was, at the hem of affairs of implementing video conferencing in the Supreme Court. And I think it has helped a lot because, the client, for the Supreme Court especially, the clients are from all over the country. And now, because the proceedings are happening through video conferencing, obviously they can watch from wherever they are. Secondly, it has also trickled down in the sense that earlier, when a client had to file a case in Delhi, suppose he's from Odisha, he would come down to Delhi, he would meet the lawyer, he would give the papers, and then it would be filed. If he wants to engage a senior, then for the conference he would again come down. But now, because everything is happening online, even these conferencing, these papers, everything is being shared online. So in that regard, definitely they save a lot of money. They, save a lot of time, and it's easier now. Like, if someone has to just courier the papers and they can retain a lawyer sitting from their home, obviously it will increase access to justice. I mean, I have myself been part of several court-ordered mediations from the Supreme Court, where one party is in Kuwait, like Indian citizens, he is working in Kuwait, he's sitting there, one party is in Kolkata, and they are, having an effective mediation through the Supreme Court Mediation Center. So it's all possible. However, there is a but. In substantially big matters, batch matters, where are like 30-40 parties at the same time, huge records, definitely physical is a better avenue for those matters. Video conferencing cannot completely replace it, but to a large extent it can, complement, I'll say. So
Wow, that's a whole another level of insight on this. Thank you so much for sharing that, Akriti. At the same, it's just a follow-up question. How would you rate the current legal system drive towards encouraging the access to justice, as we are on that? So is there like a tangible movement in closing the justice gap, according to you?
I think we are somewhere short of a tangible movement, but it's not like the movement is not there, that the drive is not there. I feel the judges today, especially in the Supreme Court, they are encouraging young lawyers. See what happens if you encourage young lawyers. Firstly, you encourage new talent, to an extent, you try to kill off nepotism, you encourage first generation lawyers, you encourage young lawyers. Secondly, even if they also help in the litigant, in the sense that if the litigant knows they are not going to listen to a young lawyer, he is not going to be taken seriously, they will want to engage the senior lawyers, who are obviously more and more costly. They are very expensive. So then, and in that case, they feel that if I can't engage a senior lawyer, then they will not approach the court, because they feel that junior lawyer is of no use. So now, if they encourage junior lawyers, definitely it trickles down to the effect that ordinary litigants can engage junior lawyers. Justice becomes more accessible in that sense. Secondly, if you would see, I think in the past 2-3 years at least, I have seen most of the Supreme Court judges, whenever they go for a public function or whenever they're speaking publicly in any event, they're encouraging people to do encouraging lawyers to do pro bono work. And I have seen so many times when a party in person is appearing in the court, they go out of their way and appoint the senior most person sitting in the court at that time to, assist that party. So they definitely took from the court, there is 100%, this sentiment is there. Even from the lawyers, especially in my generation, I have seen several of my friends during COVID, they had not been earning anything. And, because initially COVID hit all of the industries and legal industries also. So, but they were still, if there was a pro bono matter, people were not saying no. My generation especially, I have seen people go out of their way to make it happen. And so, of course, everyone is doing it at their level. And, there is this wave, because especially when it comes from the judges, at every public function, they are saying it. So it is gaining momentum, but we are still short of a tangible movement, because today, if as a litigant, I want to avail of these services, there's no platform, or there's either I go to the legal services committee, it's still not as effective. Like, suppose I have to, I can say it's easier to order food than to get a lawyer. So it's just it's easier to avail any of the other services I'm saying in the market than to avail legal services. So definitely that potential is there, that momentum it's gaining momentum, but I think it'll take some more time to become like a whole tangible movement.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Chaubey. This was actually like, being a layman, I was able to understand it in a better way, because I mean, I'm not from the legal space, so it takes me time to understand all of these things. So it will be really, really helpful to all our viewers. general audience and the legal fraternity as well. So thank you so much for that. Now, finally, out of all the landmark matters you worked on, like the Colgate matter, entry tax matter, Triple Talaq, Ayodhya dispute, which one of this is closest to you? I guess I know, but I'll let you answer that, and why.
This is a really difficult question, Bharti.
I know. I know.
So, honestly, in all of these matters, I learned something from the seniors who were leading our teams. For instance, from Mr. Salve, I learned that, no task is big or small. I've seen him, researching, opening Manupatra and SEC and researching like us junior lawyers. And, from Mr. Sibbal, I learned that, he told me something very interesting. I used to get very tensed earlier whenever, the matter was not going my way, or I work very hard in a matter. And sometimes it happens, that the order doesn't go, it doesn't go your way. So he always used to say, you have to just ask yourself one question, that have you given it 100%? Is there anything that you could have done differently? And if your answer is that you have done 100% and you could not have done anything differently, then there is you have to forget about the results. That is all that you could do. But if your answer is, of course I could have done something else, of course I have not given my 100%, then there is something that you need to work on, and this is not going to, it's not going to continue like this. And from Dr. Dhawan, I have learned apart from the many things, that you have to lead the team by example. If you're making your team work for 20 hours a day, you have to also work 20 hours a day, and which he used to do with the Ayodhya matter. So I think I have to, if I have to pick one, like you just said, I'll have to pick Ayodhya, because the sheer intensity in that matter, the media glare, the every day in court, stalwarts appearing from the other side, stalwarts from our side, and even a man of who's so senior to us, Dr. Dhawan, working 20 hours a day. And mind you, he was doing the matter pro bono. He's not charged fees for the matter. So
that's for everybody to know.
Yeah, that everybody should know that. And we were practically 20 hours in his office working, and all of the team became like a family. So apart from teaching us a lot, law wise, it also gave us invaluable lessons for life. So, and we made like such good friends. So I think that is something that is very close to my heart. So I think I'll say Ayodhya.
Thank you so much, Akriti. It was a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And this is not the end. I'm really looking forward to more conversations like these, having a chat with you again on some other trending topics in the legal space. And thank you so much again for your time. It was lovely having you. It was lovely talking to you, and thank you for sharing such great insights on every topic that we discussed today.
Thank you, Bharti. Thank you so much. It was lovely.
Thank you. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Akriti, please like and share this video, and please do not forget to subscribe to Click Away Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do, and you have more coming from industry legal leaders like Ms. Akriti Chaubey. This is Bharti for LexTalk signing off. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.